What are we going to talk about? Well, first of all, I did want to talk. Finally, we're going to get to Microsoft, right? Hello, welcome back to Sham Talk. He's still here. Woo! With Lexx. Good to see you again, sir.
Good to be back.
It's been a long time.
It has been a long time.
You're wearing the same clothes, I see.
The same clothes as last time, I believe, as well.
Yeah.
I believe years have passed since the last time I was here.
Mate, I can't believe, all that's happened. Mental, innit? Mental. So, this is Sham Talk. Welcome to Sham Talk. My name is Sham, like Sham and Sham, and this is Green Square. This is Lexx, and we are going to talk again. This time, I thought we'll talk about technology, a little bit about tech companies, technology. First, we're going to start with...
I'm sorry.
We're going to start with Microsoft.
Microsoft.
Do you like Microsoft products?
I do like Microsoft products. I actually use quite a lot of Microsoft products, so I would say I'm sort of embedded in the ecosystem for sure. So I use Microsoft Office, so I've got a Microsoft, well, they've rebranded now to Microsoft 365. So everything, all of those products are now kind of part of the same umbrella of Microsoft 365. So I do have that subscription, and as a gamer, I'm also in the ecosystem. I do have Microsoft consoles. Xbox Series X is my current weapon of choice.
I'll give this to Microsoft. I'll tell you this. Microsoft Series X, in my opinion, looks much better than the PlayStation 5.
I think it looks a lot sleeker, and it's a lot smaller than the PlayStation 5. I keep forgetting how big the PlayStation 5 is.
Mate,
and then side by side, it's just size difference is ridiculous.
And it's not all about size.
No,
it's how you use it.
Exactly.
And
those teraflops are being used well.
There you go. Xbox Series X, it does look really, really nice, and it's just simple. It looks like it'll be easy to clean, because one of the things that I don't like about PlayStation is that they've got all these lines and grooves, and they gather dust. So, Xbox, Microsoft 365, Microsoft Teams.
Microsoft Teams is something I've used at work for the last 2 or 3 years. Yeah.
You a fan?
To be honest with you, I haven't really used any alternatives. I haven't used Zoom enough to kind of formulate an opinion. I am very much, I basically was in charge of introducing Teams to other people in our area of work. So I was basically responsible for its rollout. So I am a lot more familiar with Teams, so I guess that would be like a bit of a biased answer in terms of am I a fan. It does the job, it's not perfect, but I don't know enough about the alternatives such as Zoom to kind of be able to compare it to other services.
I'll tell you now.
Not a fan?
Microsoft Teams is absolute garbage. I really don't like Microsoft Teams.
Do you use it, is it fully integrated into other aspects of your, communications, your email, etc.? Because, it's because you can kind of embed it, the calendar or from your Outlook can be embedded into Teams and so on. So I know that some areas, I remember when we were first introducing Teams, parts of it weren't working in sync together with Teams, which did make a lot of the features either obsolete or not function the way they were supposed to function. But yeah,
I don't.
That's fair.
To answer your question, no, I don't. I don't have Microsoft 365 because it's expensive. You have to pay monthly, and it's really expensive. I did use Teams because my study group, the MBA group that I'm with, they insist on using Microsoft Teams, and I really don't like it. I've disabled run on startup for Microsoft Teams, but for some reason, whenever I start my computer, Microsoft Teams starts.
Yeah.
And it starts and it says loading and it doesn't load. It just says loading, 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 and it doesn't ever finish loading. That is pretty bad, isn't it? It's not even I'm using like a different operating system. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. It's not like I'm using a different operating system. I'm using Microsoft, and I'm using Microsoft Teams on a Microsoft operating system. It shouldn't be like that. And I joined the other day another meeting on Microsoft Teams with 3 people, and this bloke in America, this American bloke in Asia, he joined, and first thing he said, and it was exactly like this, was like, "Hey guys, how you doing?" I'm like, mate, can you speak again? "Oh, how's it going? Hey guys." What the hell? And I heard myself speaking. I could hear, "Hello, what the hell's going on? Why do you sound like that? I don't know, I can't hear myself. What?" And the woman who was hosting the meeting, she was just laughing. Maybe we should, and her voice, of course, is normal. Maybe you should reconnect. Yeah, because I don't know what's happening. Yeah, what's going on, guys? We reconnected, and it was fine. But what?
Never come across that.
And it's never happened to me on Zoom or on Google Meet. I use Google Meet now because Zoom has changed to 40 minutes for a one-on-one video meeting.
Is it still a web-only product, or can you get a?
No, there's a software for it. There's been software for it since COVID started.
Okay.
It's really, really good. It was really, really good, and now it's only 40 minutes long. So Zoom can do one, and when I say can do one, it means they can go away. Like,
I think for us, from the work point of view as well, is that our hardware at the time were also Microsoft Surfaces. It's where the Microsoft Surface as our sort of laptop of choice. So it kind of made sense for them at the time to, use native products, native applications, which did kind of make it a little bit smoother to kind of run. But yeah, there's no excuse for it not working.
It's a native product because I've got an operating system which is Windows. It doesn't work. And the other thing is that I can't use this camera as my webcam with Microsoft Teams. I can do that on Zoom, I can do it on Google Meet, but whenever I connect this to Microsoft Teams, it doesn't work.
It doesn't recognize it, or it doesn't work?
It recognizes it, it just doesn't work. And I thought there was something wrong with the camera, I thought there was something wrong with the connection, I thought there was something wrong with settings. But then I tried it with Google Meet and it was 100% fine.
That is interesting, because I know people who have bought separate cameras because the cameras that were part of the Microsoft Surface hardware weren't necessarily, they're not necessarily positioned kind of where you want them. If you are spending a lot of time in meetings, so some people have bought their own cameras, and I know there's definitely been, the support has been patchy to say the least. So
it's been patchy. It's like been on and off. It's been good and bad. Patchy just ain't good enough, is it? Okay. So look, what I want to say, just to finish, is just wrap up this podcast, and we'll do one more really quickly. Just wrap up this podcast. Microsoft, sort it out. Because the Microsoft Surface as well, it's not astounding. The reviews for the Microsoft Surface and the Duo, they're not incredible. You can do better.
We can all do better. But especially Microsoft Surface?
Especially Microsoft. Especially Microsoft, because Google Meet is really seamless. After we had another meeting, my MBA group, and the woman who's in the group, she was taking a little bit long because she had to finish her work and she was running over, she had problems at work. Fair enough. So I just decided, hey look, why don't we join this meeting together and we'll start talking in the meantime, because she's the host on Microsoft Teams. We don't host on Microsoft Teams. So I started the meeting, joined within 10 seconds. His first words was like, that's much better. That's much better. That's exactly what he said. The first thing, he didn't say hi Sham. He didn't say, hey, how are you doing? He just said, that's much better than that Microsoft Teams. He said a bad word.
And this podcast has been brought to you by Google Meet.
Sorry, he didn't say anything. So. Sponsors, yeah. So this podcast has been sponsored by Microsoft Teams.
This one has, the next one won't.
No, we're not sponsored. Bless you. You're welcome.
Bless you.
Look, so if you want to talk about how nonsense technology can be, Microsoft Teams, why don't you come in? You can book your free trial lesson on www.greensquare.jp. That's www.greensquare.jp. We will see you in the next one. Next one's going to be very short, maybe, or it's going to be very long. It's going to be very... I don't think he's going to like it. We'll see you next one.
What do you actually do with these? Do you put them